Roughly 80% of celebrities have been stalked by obsessive fans. A celebrity stalker is often created via the following sequence of events. A person feels socially rejected and turns to a celebrity for social approval. This is quite normal and is extremely common among teenagers who are still in the developmental phase of defining their own identities. But it can also occur in adulthood, especially during bouts of social failure. It can lead to dangerous behavior when a fixation on a certain celebrity turns to an expectation of contact. These to-be stalkers believe that they are owed some sort of response from the celebrity. You send a letter or a gift or even a tweet, but the celebrity doesn't respond. You repeat the action or even step up your method of contact, maybe even writing a song for that person, but again, receive no praise. No thanks, no feedback whatsoever. Your love for that celebrity turns into resentment, and if that resentment is strong enough, you might feel compelled to act. For many, the action might be through legal channels, such as filing official complaints or even a lawsuit. One example of this type of obsessed fan is Russell Greer. He has sued no fewer than 4 female celebrities from whom he expected communication. And if you need to know whether his lawsuits were merely for seeking attention, just consider the fact that he offered to call off his lawsuit with Taylor Swift if she agrees to go out on a date with him wearing a red dress and promising to play footsie with him under the table. But other men eschew the justice system and seek to claim justice on their own. This is when obsessions turn into predatory behavior. And this brings us to our current case. One in which an obsessed fan attempted to kidnap star WWE wrestler Sonya Deville. The obsessed fan is Philip Thomas, a 27-year-old resident of South Carolina. Philip had sent hundreds of messages to Sonya via social media platforms. The messages started out innocuous enough, but became increasingly worrisome over time.
I'm gonna force you to do what I want. You should not ignore me. You just might see me tonight. I've tried to warn you. Now I must make sure that you understand how serious I am. When I get my hands on you, I'll make sure you understand what pain you put me through. I won't hurt you, but I'll let you see what I experienced from my point of view. I'll be there soon, but remember that I just want to talk. If you don't give me exactly what the I want, I promise you won't be at SummerSlam. Bet on that. Do you want to go to SummerSlam? Because if you don't give me what I want, I promise you won't make it. Try me, bitch. I'll make you more famous than you already are. The fun begins soon.
None of these messages were ever read by Sonya, yet Philip continued his one-way conversation, solidifying his status as a true risk to the celebrity.
Answer my message, or maybe I'll kill your mom to get your attention. I'm gonna have you sucking my soon. I threatened to kill your ex-girlfriend Ariana Blonde Squad Johnson so much that the stupid little disabled her Instagram because she was so scared. You will do what I want, or I'll kill everyone you know. Maybe I'll kill your mom and send her head to you. I'm gonna enjoy fucking you in the WWE Performance Center. I will not stop until my goes deep in every one of your holes.
But Philip was determined to open a line of communication with his victim. If he could only get her to listen, he'd have a chance of being with her. And so on August 15, 2020, Philip drove the 7.5-hour route from his place of residence in South Carolina to Sonya's home in Florida. After arriving, Philip snuck into Sonya's gated community and into her backyard. He stood in Sonya's lanai, which is like a covered porch, and monitored her through the glass door at the back of her house. Philip noted 2 female voices inside, one being his victim, Sonya Deville, but another being an unfamiliar voice. From Sonya's lanai, Philip sent many more messages to Sonya, messages that again went unread.
Look outside, baby. By your pool. I'm here. I'm gonna kill that little bitch you have inside with you.
Once the other woman had gone to bed, Philip made his move. Philip had brought with him multiple objects, including zip ties, lockpicks, duct tape, mace, and a knife. He also had a pair of glass breakers, which he used on Sonya's back door. Philip entered the home with knife in hand. When Sonya saw the man, she screamed, ran into the guest's bedroom to awaken her guest, and frantically ran to her car, which she drove away to safety. She then called the police, who responded to Sonya's home and apprehended the subject. What follows is Philip Thomas's interrogation.
Chair right here in the corner.
Is it Thomas? I'm Detective Elser with the Investigations Unit here for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Have you recently tested positive for COVID?
Just negative.
You tested negative. When was that?
I want to say it was about a week ago.
A week ago.
We go on this past Monday. At least I'm not sure the exact date, but I think it was like, I guess around August the 12th, I want to say. Either somewhere along either anywhere from like the 10th or the 12th.
So just a few days ago?
Yeah.
Did you have any symptoms? Okay. What was the reason that you got tested?
Mainly because I had to call out sick from work and I don't have a primary care physician, so I decided to go ahead and get COVID tested, make sure everything's going good, just in case.
And you work for Applebee's?
Yeah, once more.
Okay. It looks like you got off work last night.
Mm-hmm.
And where's that Applebee's located at?
Monk's Corner, South Carolina.
Do you know the address?
Not off the top of my head, I don't.
You said, what's that? You had to double check?
Not off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay. You know, what was the city again?
Monk's Corner, South Carolina.
Looks like you're still wearing your uniform from Applebee's. Are you a grill?
No, it's just pants and then a shirt. Is put this on. I was gonna go to work this morning, but I said, no.
So that's not your uniform for Applebee's?
The pants is part of it, but there's a red polo shirt in my car that is. The black shirt is not.
But this is the uniform that you will be on camera at Applebee's wearing?
There are no cameras there.
Well, sure there are. You say there
I'm
aren't.
positive there's not, because
Really?
There's only one camera there at Applebee's that has only one view of when you go to pull up to get your to-go food. There are no other cameras in that place. Trust me.
That's interesting. I
It's
thought there would be cameras everywhere. I mean,
it's an old location, but I mean, hey.
all right, so does this sound correct to you? Let's see, we got Applebee's. Well, there's a Rembrandt Dennis Boulevard.
Yeah, so
Okay. All right. And to confirm your name for me, can you just go ahead and spell out your first name and your last name?
first name would be Phillip. Last name is Thomas. Thomas.
Okay. And your date of birth, sir?
February 9th, 1996.
And you know where you're at?
I'm in Tampa, Florida.
Okay. And you know what today's date is? Obviously.
The 14th, I want to say.
And you know what yesterday was?
13th.
Okay. You know who the president is?
Sadly, it's Donald Trump.
Okay. The reason I'm asking you these questions is I just want to make sure that you have a spatial awareness to understand where you're at.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Okay. You know what year it is?
2020.
Okay.
Been a weird year so far, but hey.
Yeah, it's been a weird year. What's your highest level of education?
Finished 12th grade high school.
Okay. Where'd you go to high school at?
Berkeley High School, Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
Okay. Has anyone read him his rights?
Not yet.
So, obviously, it's very early in the morning here.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you understand, before I can ask you any questions about tonight, related to apparently you being charged with burglary. They've already explained that to you?
Yeah.
Before I can even talk to you about that, I got to read your rights. It's the same in South Carolina as it is in Florida.
It's state.
No different. So, has anyone read you your rights?
Nope, not yet.
Has anyone discussed your rights with you?
Not yet.
Okay. I understand you're willing to talk.
Oh, yeah,
You can see that this is an environment that isn't going to be, no one's going to be yelling and screaming at you. I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to get an understanding and figure out, why this all occurred and how it happened.
The only reason it really occurred, I'll tell you right now.
Well,
I just want to have a conversation.
again, I need to give you an opportunity. I gotta read these to you.
Yeah, you're fine.
So before you make a statement, I need to make sure you understand. And just so you're aware that this this is an interview that'll be audio and visually recorded. These rights, I'll go through them real quickly, and then you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, okay?
Sure.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with an attorney before you make a statement or answer any question, and the right to have an attorney present during questioning. If you want an attorney but cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you before and during questioning free of charge. You may use any of these rights at any time before or during questioning, and you may stop the interview at any time. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
Are you willing to answer questions or make a statement without an attorney being present?
To a certain extent.
Okay. Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or promised you anything to cause you to answer questions or make a statement?
No.
Okay. What were you going to say before?
The only reason I went to her house was mainly to talk. I had no intention of harming anyone. If I wanted to do that, I would have done it as soon as she got home. Obviously, I sat there from 10:45 to 1 in the morning. Trust me, I mean, I'm a very patient guy. If I wanted to harm someone, that was my intent. Don't you think I would have done it before then? Why the hell would I sit there if I didn't have an intent to harm? I just wanted to talk. That's all I wanted to do. I had no interest in anything else. I mean, it is what it is.
Is she your girlfriend?
Oh, I mean, sure, I wish she was, but obviously she's not.
Okay.
Anyone who knows anything about her knows she's the first openly lesbian performer in WWE.
I don't know anything about her. So,
She's pretty much
which person? What's her name?
the persona she has in the WWE is, but her real name is.
Is she famous or something? Or
Yes, she is.
she's famous. How do you know her?
I don't know her personally at all.
Have you ever met her in real life, or you've only seen her on TV?
Seen her in pictures, I pretty much know her if I seen her in person. She has very unique tattoos that you would instantly notice.
Not trying to ignore you. I'm trying to
No, you're
figure out
fine.
who she is because I don't know anything about WWE.
Yeah.
It's just not one of those things I really know anything about.
She mainly got her rise to fame mainly when she came out as lesbian back in 2015 on WWE's show called Tough Enough. It was like a tryout before you actually be able to become a wrestler.
Okay. Did she know you were coming tonight?
No, no one did. Hell, my parents and my family didn't know it. Whenever I make any plans to do anything, I don't tell anyone. I just get up and I do it. I'm not the type of person. If I'm going to get up and do something, mainly I'm a secretive guy. I don't like to travel with people. I don't like people knowing my plans. I just like to go, do what I want to do, and that's how I am.
Okay. You're an adult. You can do whatever you want.
Oh yeah, true, very true.
I just pulled up a couple pictures here. Is this the same person you're talking about right now?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. You said her persona is. Does she have another name?
Her in-ring name, like the one that they use for the storyline, is her actual full name is.
Is that just like public knowledge, or is
You
it?
can find it online. I mean, it's not hard to find. Wikipedia will tell you a lot of things.
So, I guess I'm just trying to understand you know who she is. You knew where she lived, and how'd you know that?
Background check.
Oh, you just ran a background check?
I mean, it's not really hard to do. I mean, if you want to find someone's address, if it's.
No, I agree with you. I think everything can be found. I was just
mean,
wondering where you found it.
It's pretty much if they've bought a house, usually that's going to show up as a public record. You might have to dig a little bit online to find it, but I mean, hey, you can try harder. You can find anything you want.
But is that how you found this one?
I found it on web pages.
It literally just came up, huh?
Yeah, it actually sent me one address that was bogus, but I seen that one that I put. Hell, I've been playing this for shit. I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months. I just waited till the time was right until I actually had the means to do it, and then
Huh. So she's her information was out on white pages. You found it on there, and
it
then
wasn't really easy to find. I mean, you have to dig around and be a little more specific sometimes with the websites to find what you want to find. Because I mean, obviously, she could or could not be the only living for it.
yeah,
It's an
that's
interesting name.
very true. Yeah. What else do you know about her? Because I don't know anything about her. I'm trying to just figure out why WWE to me is just one of those things I've never even watched.
Personal life, she's pretty secretive. You only see bits and pieces of what she shows you. That's pretty much it.
She married?
Hell no. She has. I'm assuming the lady in the house with her tonight was, hell, probably this one she wants to fuck. To be honest with you, or it might be a friend. It might not be.
So there was another person there with her?
Sounded like it. I mean, hell, unless she's talking to herself.
All right. What time did you leave South Carolina?
I would say roughly around 11:30, 11:45-ish when I started the trip. And I stopped a few times for gas, so it kind of slowed me down. So I was here like at 8:30-ish, I guess. So, yeah.
So 11:45 a.m. you left, drove down, you got here about 8:30. And what was the plan?
Just to go in, talk. Obviously, the zip ties were, resist, restrain hands. That way you don't get punched in the face by someone who's a fucking mixed martial artist. But I mean, was I going to do anything to harm her? Hell no. Why would I? That's not my objective. My objective is to talk. So, and obviously the mace, hell, anyone, I don't give a damn how big you are. You get a mace in your eyes, you're going down for a second. There's nothing you can do about it, So, but to harm her, no, that was not my plan.
So you had zip ties. What else did you have on you?
I had, let's see, I had duct tape, I had zip ties, I had 2 brass automatic center punches, I had a fairly new old-timer pocket knife that was in my right front pocket here. I had my wallet, I had my keys in my car, I had my phone and phone chargers, and what else? What else? Off the top of my head, I can't really think of it. I'd have to look through the bag to see.
What was the window punch for? Is that what you call it? Punch?
Center punch was break glass if need be.
Okay.
But then again,
You had how many of those?
2.
So you had the punch, or two punches, sorry. You had a pocket knife, duct tape, mace, and zip ties. Wallet, your keys, and your cell phone and chargers.
Yeah.
Anything else I'm missing?
That was what was on me in the car. There was probably another backpack in it with, maybe a shirt, a pair of pants. Then
Any weapons in your vehicle?
no. The only thing you could probably consider maybe a weapon is the lug wrench to change the tires. I mean, you could probably use this weapon if you wanted to, but it'd be pretty awkward.
All right. You said you've been planning this for 7 or 8
In my head, I've
months.
been planning the actual trip itself to actually get down here. Probably about 7 or 8 months until I can save up money, and then, also to verify this was the actual right address and this wasn't some dead end bullshit. And then, obviously, double checking the mileage, how much it cost in gas to get down here, Obviously, someone gave us stranded in the middle of the way down here, so.
Oh, all right. So tell me about tonight then. I guess when you got to the house, what happened? Because it was 8:45 and I don't know what time this whole thing went down, but it's now 4 a.m.
Mainly was just sitting in the car for a little while, then walked up from the church through the street. Walked up, since it's obviously a gated community, very poor security that, I mean, hell, a fucking baby could go through this shit. I mainly went through woods, then the barbed wire fence which they had, I guess they thought it would stop someone, which it won't, because they had like crawl underneath the bottom strand. Now I'm not really a small guy, you know. So I mean, I basically just went through the woods, went through the back screen, sliced a little hole open, easy.
So now you're on her back porch.
Yeah, I was sitting on the back porch like the end closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Which is probably where my boots are still at right now. Soaking wet, full of water.
Oh yeah, when you went to the woods, it was.
Yeah, because part of it was basically Florida has a lot of swamps in it, so I guess it was just the environment, just a lot of water standing.
Okay.
Possibly from rain, I guess.
So when you got onto the back porch, what happened then?
Basically, just sat down and waited. Took off the boots and the sopping wet socks before I even went into the actual porch.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
You said you heard her talking. I mean, what point did you hear her talking?
I heard her talking as soon as she pulled in, as soon as she actually got home, because she was gone. She actually posted on Instagram that she was at dinner, and then she came home. Then she sat down and watched TV for, I guess, hour or 2 hours, three, something like that.
Oh, and you were watching her?
I wasn't watching, I was sitting there listening. Because the blinds were there, you couldn't really see anything. And I was sitting there not really trying to be noticed.
How did you know it was her then?
I can tell by her voice.
Okay.
She has a very distinct voice. If you listen to videos of her talking and then you hear her talking in, real life, you can very easily distinguish her voice.
And you were talking to somebody else inside the house?
The only person I was addressing was her.
Okay. And how long were you on the back porch? You said for a couple of hours.
From about, I guess, would say 10 o'clock till about, till y'all came, pretty much. Because, I mean, the reason I got in the house was mainly, the only real reason I got caught was because a fucking little alarm went off when I opened the door. Hell, it's not my fault. The damn door was unlocked.
The back door was unlocked?
Yeah, the sliding door was unlocked, surprisingly. I mean, who the hell leaves their damn door unlocked? I mean, sure, you're in a gated community, but, still.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. It is what it is. Like I say, I meant no one no harm. If I wanted to, had every chance to do so. But I didn't.
So you get into the house.
She sees me, she runs upstairs, or what seemed to be that little place where y'all turn from the left from the garage. I think she just went and hid in there for a while because, I mean, hell, after a while, the light was on, then noticed immediately got turned out. So I'm guessing she was just hiding away in there. I'm not sure. She might have went upstairs.
Did you say anything to her?
I told her a few things. I mean, back a few years ago, 4 years ago, she was one of the reasons why I almost committed suicide and one of the reasons why I didn't commit suicide. But, I mean, I don't really care to get up with that. She didn't know this, but her actions did influence it a lot.
I mean, I'm sorry to have to go into that. I'm just trying to understand
It's basically because she's a lesbian. She's a lesbian. I had feelings for her at the time, legit feelings. And I sent her a few DMs on Twitter, Instagram. She ignored all of them, so it's like at that point in my life, I'd already came close to dying when I was 19. So to get rejected by this point, it's like, you know what? At that point in my life, I said, fuck it. If I could die, I could die. And at that point, I did want to die. But then again, I said to myself, why? Sure, dying's easy, but hell, once you're dead, you don't come back. Once you're dead, you're not coming back for shit. So, I was like, you know what? As much as I wanted to die at that one time, maybe there was something else worth living for. I thought there might have been. And, spent the next few years just trying to recollect my life and, still felt the same way, time in, time out. No real change.
So seeing her in person, just kind of all those emotions came out?
I mean, the emotions were always there, but this time I just wanted to know mainly why she chose other people over me. Like, why not give, someone a chance to prove themselves, to see how much of a nice person they actually can be. I mean, that's all I really want to talk about. Like, nothing else. If I could get the answer just to hear that, just to have it a little bit closer,
Yeah.
But, I mean, hey, fuck it.
So do you remember what you said to her, or is there anything you remember?
I mean, that was pretty much it. I even told her, I was like, look, I mean you no harm, I'll even put it in a damn pocket knife. I folded it back up, put it in a pocket.
So when you came in, you had it out
I
just
just
in
had it
case?
in my hand. One hand mace, one hand knife.
Did she see the knife, or do you think that she saw the mace?
She saw the knife, but I mean, I wasn't pointing it at her. It may have been, the tip may have been pointing her direction when I walked forward, but you know, wasn't actually swinging like, yeah, I was happy. Like, no, wasn't doing that.
Was it screaming or yelling?
She was screaming sort of loud, what the fuck, like, why am I there, you know? But that's it.
She was screaming, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And was the other person inside? Did you see
I
that?
didn't see the other person because the one that came downstairs. So.
Okay. And you immediately recognized that it was her?
I mean, hell, if it wasn't just the voice, I mean, the face, you know. As soon as I heard the voice, I knew it was her. She has a very distinct voice.
Did you introduce yourself or try talking
She
to
didn't
her?
really even give a chance. It's like, if you would have given a chance, you would have realized, hey, it's like, the dude doesn't mean any harm, just wants to talk. But then again, I understand her point, you know, someone's in your house, you know, it's not really the most, you know, delightful feeling you can have, you know. So, of course, you're going to be a little bit scared, a little bit nervous, you know.
Yeah. What happened after that? I mean, you're in the house for a little while?
Paced back and forth, did not bother to try to go upstairs because I felt that, you know, maybe she might try to ambush me. So I was like, you know what, fuck that, I'll stay downstairs. Because I know she has a mixed martial artist background.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what she's capable of doing with her hands. If she wanted to hurt someone, she could. But, you know, she doesn't.
But you had the, I
mean,
at that point, you weren't going to pepper spray or nothing to try to.
I mean, if I would have got attacked, maybe, yeah. But I mean, shit. That's only if. But then again, I also said, you know, if I go upstairs, you don't know what's upstairs, really. So stay downstairs.
Did you try to yell out to her, talk to her? Did she yell down to you?
She didn't yell out anything to me. I said what I had to say, and that's pretty much it. Then I knew, obviously, the cops were coming, so just waited. When I seen y'all come in, just, you know, cooperated. Wasn't gonna try to do anything stupid.
Were you trying to take any of her property? Is there any
Hell no.
reason?
There's not a damn thing in the house I want. Not money, not jewelry, not any damn thing. Not the car. All I wanted was to talk. There's nothing in that house that I wanted. Not a damn thing. I can promise you that. I may not be wealthy, but what I have, I've busted my ass for. And to be honest, I'm proud of what I have. It's not much, but it's honest.
When's the last time that you called or DM'd her? You said on Instagram.
Shit, I guess. I don't know. Hell. Maybe say hi tonight. See if she will respond. But she never does.
Did she even look at it, or is there a way for you to know that she read it?
Usually if someone would see or, you know, actually look at your messages, it would have seen on the like little small.
Oh, so it's like Facebook? Is that what you did?
Yeah, pretty much.
But it was on Instagram or Facebook? Because I mean,
Instagram, because I don't use Facebook.
Okay, so it's on Instagram, but it's the same thing. It has a scene, so you know that they've seen it, but she never saw it.
Yeah.
At any time did you ever say that you were coming down?
You mean coming down, like going upstairs to her?
No, like going from South Carolina to Florida. Did she, you know, was there any way that you would have notified her?
No.
Okay. So she had absolutely no.
She had no clue this was happening. I was probably surprised the living shit out of her, to be honest with you. And like I said, I didn't mean her any harm. Like I said, if I wanted to do something, hell, from 10 to what, 1:30ish, don't you think if someone wanted to do something that period of time, they could have?
No.
I mean, it makes sense.
Do you remember what she was watching on TV?
The show, I didn't recognize it. I thought, you know, I kind of tried to listen to see what it sounded like. It kind of almost seemed like Grey's Anatomy, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. So I'm not sure what it was.
Okay. And did you make any attempt to contact her when you were outside of the house? Okay. Have you talked to her since you were arrested?
No, obviously not. How would I?
I'm not sure. I'm just asking because
I mean, if I'm stuck in the back of a cop car, she's outside of her house.
I guess I'm just trying to understand the relationship, if there was any
There is no.
relationship. Just make sure you're being honest with me.
I have no reason to lie.
Are you diagnosed with any mental
No.
diagnoses or anything that I should be aware of this evening?
The only thing I had years ago was back in 2015, and apparently, from what I can understand, this was a. And apparently, there have been 112 documented cases in the United States. 109 people died and 3 lived. Apparently, I'm one of those 3, so I had like a less than 1% chance of living. I was in a medically induced coma for the first month of the hospital stay, and the second month is when I started coming out of the coma. And,
Well, you seem like a very smart person. It doesn't sound like you were affected by that.
Oh, I mean,
because everything you're saying today, it sounds like an ordinary person would not have been able to achieve.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. When I first had this, it was causing hallucinations because it's actually, So, I mean, at first, I was delusional as shit.
What was it called? And I'm just curious if there was a name for this.
That's what they called it.
Okay, did they give you any idea as to how you got it or where it came from?
Usually it comes from swimming or freshwater, which I never learned to swim, but I told them the only thing I could think of was rainwater might have collected in an old bathtub out in our yard, and I might have tripped and fallen, and my nose might have went in there into the little puddle of water, and I might have inhaled it. That's the only way I can know.
But do you remember that happening?
Just slip a little bit, I mean, but bits and pieces of, before I remember, and like I say, it's basically, so for a while there, I was way out of my senses, but then they give you medication, and it's like, you slowly but surely, a little bit, little by little, you start to, recover as much as you can.
And you would say you're pretty much recovered at this point.
From about August, when I first was diagnosed with it, till about January 31st, 2016. After that, I didn't really need the medication anymore, so I stopped taking it. Because, I already made a full recovery. I was already back to my old self, so wasn't really any need to continue taking medication. It wasn't really needed anymore, It's almost like trying to add gas to a car that's already full of gas,
Understand that. How long have you been in the WWE?
Well, ironically, she was in Tough Enough for WWE about, I guess, August 2015. Around the same time I was diagnosed with so.
And you've been a fan ever since?
Ever since I first discovered her and her work, yeah.
What drew you to her?
Well, mainly because she's just a badass person. She's a huge, activist for, the LGBT community. And she's also one of the reasons why I came out as bisexual. One of the reasons I had the courage to do so. There's only a few people that I know that knew it, or that actually know about it. My sister knows about it, my parents do not. Hell, I lost a friend of over 15 years because, he's so religious. And me and him were like brothers, but once I told him, hey, I'm bi, he decided, yeah, we can't be friends anymore because, my religion says, it's a sin. I understand that, I'm not judging. But, hey, kind of sucked to lose a friend over 15 years, but hey, it is what it is.
So you would say, I guess your feelings for her, you said they were strong. You love her?
Well, yeah. But
did you tell her that you loved her?
I told her I had feelings for her, but she usually would ignore it. Like, if she wanted to respond, she could have, but she didn't, so.
Did she read those messages?
The ones on Twitter, you couldn't really see if she did. But those were tweets, actually, so because to DM a celebrity, you have to have, they actually have to be following you, which she was not following me, so. She might have seen the tweets, she might not have. So it's really no way to say if she's seen them, or if she didn't see them,
What about on Instagram?
Same. There's no way to know if you actually see them or not unless it has the scene underneath.
Has she ever responded to any of your messages?
No, the only time she ever responded was one tweet about their little. She has a company called. It started off as like a YouTube series where they travel from city to city, and they try different donuts from different places, review them, and they switched from one channel to another, one YouTube channel to a new one. And so everyone was asking, like, they were sending tweets, asking what a new channel was, which I did the same because I didn't know. And she tweeted, responding, telling me, give me the link to the new new channel, and that's it. That's the only time I've ever had anything to catch fire.
Okay. Is there anything else you think you want to talk about? Anything you want to
I
tell me?
mean, no, there's nothing really else. I mean, if I could say anything to her, it's be, sorry for all this. It, was stupid. But I mean, would I still like a chance to speak with her? Sure, but I'm pretty sure she's pretty much hell bent against that not happening.
Well, I mean, at this point,
Like I said, if I could just, speak to her, explain everything to her, why this happened, the whole bits and pieces to it, if she'd be willing to do that, I'd be more than happy to tell her, you know. If she would like a full explanation, hell, I'm always here.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out you planned out the travel down. You planned out contingencies in case the things didn't go to plan. The duct tape, the zip ties.
The duct tape's where it actually say, obviously like with handcuffs, like you get by the wrist.
Right.
Also, like a zip tie's not that strong. So if you use duct tape to actually bring the arms, further up next to elbow together.
So you put the zip tie and then you put duct tape over that,
yeah,
so
like
they can't.
No, I'm talking about like where my wrists are.
Yeah.
The zip tie's there, and there's a reinforcement up by the elbows. Use duct tape as reinforcement.
Oh.
Well, like I said, was I trying to harm her? Hell no. Just wanted to talk. Obviously,
So
you try to
what was the plan? I guess as far as if you got her zip tied and duct taped,
sit
to
down.
sit down, and talk to you.
Yeah, sit down, talk. See, why she rejected me, why she didn't respond. And after that, I would peacefully left, or call the cops, turn myself in.
Okay.
Like I said, if I wanted to harm someone, I would have, but I didn't.
Were you planning on having sex with her?
No. Now you will find a condom that's been in my wallet and a little compartment where my social security card and birth certificate are. That's been there for shit, 8, 9 months, maybe longer. So yeah. And you will probably find somewhere in my car 3 condoms, Durex, purple label. Those things I've had them for shit 4 or 5 years. So,
Did you say anything to her while you were in the house about having sex?
So
And you don't remember any specific comments you made because you said what you wanted to say, but you didn't tell me what you wanted to say.
I basically just told her, mainly she was one of the reasons why I almost took my life multiple times over the last 4 years. And, that's pretty much it.
So do you blame her?
No, I don't blame her. I mean, but her, not even having the decency just to reject me, at least say, sorry, not interested. For certain people, that can weigh on your mind a little, It can make you wonder, like, maybe she never seen the message, maybe she didn't. Or, like some people, why aren't you good enough? Why not give why not give the average person a chance? Just because I'm not a celebrity, but just because I'm not wealthy,
I get it, but I want to make sure you understand, like, because now, I mean, going through this and kind of learning about her, it sounds like she's been in the game for 4 or 5 years, it sounds like you're saying.
Wrestling, yeah, she did have a few years she was into MMA. She was fighting there for a little while. She had a few fights. So.
But I mean, you know a lot about her, and you can understand that as a celebrity, which is what you keep saying she is.
Well, she is recognized as a celebrity, so yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about it, but it looks like she's a celebrity to me.
Yeah.
They probably get 100,000 DMs a year from people that they don't know.
Yeah, I know.
And it'll be hard for her to respond to every single one of those.
I mean, I think she only really responds to a certain few. Cause I mean, she has certain fans, like fan pages of her, that certain fans will make like a fan page dedicated to her, like her greatest moments in her career and stuff of that nature, like kind of showing off her greatness.
And have you created any of those fan pages?
I've seen them and I follow a few of them on Instagram, but I mean, she'll occasionally she'll repost some of their pictures sometimes, but it depends. It depends on what it is, what it's about, things like that.
Okay. Is there anything I missed? Oh, I did want to ask you this. So you're being charged with burglary. We've been told that by somebody at the scene or by this deputy.
Actually, no one at the scene told me that.
So you're being charged with burglary, but do you know anything about that charge here in the state of Florida? Is it any different from South Carolina?
I have no idea. So what would be the actual maximum, penalty for that?
I don't know. I guess maybe I was under the impression maybe you already knew about it.
I thought, I researched it, what it could be. I think it says something like 10 to 15 years maximum. Not sure. Maybe more, maybe less. I'm not sure.
And even saying 10 to 15 years to you, is that worth it? Was that what you wanted?
Hell, if I die before then no, it's not worth it. But if I live, then, I'd have to wait until I cross that bridge to see. But ultimately, it is what it is. The deed's been done. Now I just have to wait and see what happens. Do I feel happy about it, proud about it? Hell no. It was a stupid thing to do. But like I said, the only thing I wanted to do was have a conversation with her. Nothing more, nothing less. So,
But did you think that would actually play out going through the back? Why didn't you go to the front door?
Because hell, it's a gated community. You have to go through the gates to get in. Yeah, and obviously people would see you from the front.
Are you in a relationship right now?
No.
But you've been in a serious relationship?
No. Because past people I've attempted to be with, either they wanted all the money I had, send them gift cards, send this, that, and the other, or either were just, people who just weren't with it.
I guess where I was going with that is I just wanted to see if someone came in through your rear glass sliding door into your house to talk to you, that's not really normal, right? Going through the front door or knocking at the front door, because that's where your mailman goes, that's where your neighbors are going to come.
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah, I definitely see your point.
I just wonder if this would have played out differently if you go to the front door.
She probably would have.
And you never even thought about that?
I thought about it, but I thought that mainly she would probably just say, hey, hi, what do you want? Then.
But that's all you were trying to do, right?
I mean, it would have a little more detailed conversation than just, hey, hi, how you doing?
Just trying to wrap my head around this whole thing, and it's a lot to take in here, especially I don't know anything about her specifically, so it's hard for me to kind of understand the stardom that goes with this.
Yeah.
But obviously, when I hear your story, it sounds like you're very passionate about her and.
Yeah, I mean, she does mean a lot to me in her career, her achievements that she's made so far. Yeah, I definitely look forward to when she eventually becomes champion in WWE. At some point, they probably will have a storyline that leads to that. So, it's just a matter of time when it happens.
Okay. Well, trying to think, I don't really have a whole lot of questions because, again, I wanted to hear your side of it and really just kind of understand where the process was going to go, where you thought this was going to go. Because
as far as we really into just talking with else.
You had planned it up to going into the house. It sounds like you had planned a whole nother, like, oh, this is what's going to happen. But then when you got there, none of that really happened. It sounds like you just sat in the house.
I just sat back there waiting for the right time to actually go in. And I said, I'll see if there's any unlocked doors or anything. And like a dumbass, I didn't really think there would be an alarm. I knew there was a possibility of being there, but I thought, maybe it's probably disabled because, hell, there's a door unlocked. So, you never know. So, if I would have just waited till in the morning until she actually came outside, things might have went a little bit better. You never know. But then again, I was getting tired, legs were getting sore, getting kind of cramped up a little bit, so, to be honest, it was actually just a fucked up mistake on my part. If I'd just been a little more patient, things may have played out differently.
And I guess the word kidnapping comes up because it's having zip ties and duct tape. So when you're holding
I suppose
somebody,
it could, but that was not the intention.
Because when you're holding somebody against,
I guess the better word rather than kidnapping would probably be hostage.
Yeah.
or temporary hostage.
And that's what I was trying to say, I guess, is that, because let's just say that plays out in the morning, that's the only outcome I see, is you would have had to have taken her hostage at that point to be able to talk to her.
So yeah, just basically just talk. That's it. After I heard what I wanted to hear, just release her. Like I said, I wanted nothing more, nothing less.
But how long would that have been? I mean, just until she answered your questions?
Until we got the answers that I wanted, yeah.
Like, what if she didn't give you the answers you wanted?
Well, then I guess she would have missed a very big match if she has coming up on Sunday at SummerSlam, which is another really big pay-per-view event that WWE has. So, I mean, you know, if you want that payday, answer
Wait, now,
questions.
like, that's this, like, today, Sunday?
No, like, next Sunday.
Oh, a week from now.
Yeah.
And you're saying she would have missed that?
Well, so I got my answers yet.
Okay.
I mean, if she would answer my questions, then yeah, sure, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying, though. Without her knowing you were coming, obviously her reaction.
Obviously, her reaction, she's terrified. And like I say, I feel really bad for scaring the living shit out of her like that.
Yeah.
Because I know damn well if she wanted to, if she would attack me, I could probably held her off for shit, a few minutes maybe. But if she really got serious and just wanted to actually fight, hell, I'll be honest with you, you two really have your asses handed to you. That's just because of how skilled she really is.
I have no doubt. But you obviously planned for that.
I mean, hell, as a kid I was bullied in school, so I mean, I learned how to take punches. You know, to the stomach, the gut, jaw. You know.
So you would have held her until you got your answers, and the answers were to understand why she didn't want a relationship with you.
Why she just couldn't at the very least, just reject, you know. Just say, you know, sorry, not interested, which she never even did that.
So the plan, I guess, that in case she didn't answer, you would have been holding on to her until she answered your questions. You would just been living in her house.
I'd probably stay outside. I'm not really a fan of being in someone's house. To be honest with you, I live in a single wide trailer. So, you know, a two-story house is still, you know, foreign territory to me.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you talking to me because at this point, I mean, I didn't know anything about this, and I apologize if I feel like I
No, you're fine. You're
came
fine.
off like I was unprepared for this, but I got woken up out of bed at
I apologize for that. Really.
No, it's all good. It's part of my job, but I just wanted you to know. Like, obviously, I'm not trying to sit here and ask you a million questions. I really don't know the answers, and I really wanted to have you fill in those missing blanks for me. And I think we've established that. So, do you have any questions for me?
No, not at all. I do not.
Okay. Well, the process from here is that we're planning to transport you over to Orient Road Jail, which is our jail here in Hillsborough County. It's probably going to be too late for you to be able to see a judge in the morning, so we'll probably go into Monday morning. So we'll, you know, obviously that's not us. It'll be through the jail system. Booking clerks will be able to let you know. We'll have some other insight as to how this will go throughout. But our process for us here is going to end. We're going to then transport you over. But your vehicle, this is where I need to establish one. Are you opposed to us going in through the vehicle and looking
I mean, I would prefer.
because the way that this is probably going to go down, just because you're coming from South Carolina, because of the circumstances, because it is a burglary, I'm probably going to have to write a search warrant on your vehicle in the event that, for whatever reason, you don't feel comfortable with us searching it. The reason we would have to search it is because if we're going to have it impounded, which we can't leave it in a parking lot.
Yeah.
I just can't do that. So it's going to have to be
I
impounded.
mean, if y'all feel the need to search through it, yeah, sure. Just make sure all my shit is still in it when I come back for it. That's all I
Right,
ask.
and I just want to make sure you're aware because
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
there's no way I can leave your vehicle in a parking lot.
Yeah, I
Just
understand. It definitely has to be.
abandoned, I suppose is the word.
Yeah, it definitely has to be brought to impound lot. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, and I'll provide you with the information. It'll be provided to you so that you'll know where it'll be. But we're going to have to impound for safekeeping because I don't know how long you'll be in jail, whether it's a couple of hours or a couple of days. I don't know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's not gonna, drop charges.
I don't know anything about her, and I don't know what the situation is going to play out, but I'm advising you that this could be an extended period, and I don't want to leave your vehicle in a parking lot. Do you know where your vehicle's parked at?
Yeah, it's at that church right down the street from her. Not really exactly sure.
And what kind of vehicle do you have?
97 Ford Thunderbird,
And what color is it?
green.
Okay, so it should be pretty easy to find. Is that one of those V8s?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you the registered owner of that vehicle?
It's still registered to my dad, but that's because he sold it to me. Since we have pretty much the exact same name, he said, instead of, having to go make an appointment with the DMV, with the COVID and everything going on, he said, you know what, we have the same exact name except for the Roman numerals too, so, just leave it in his name. Instead of having to go wait, make an appointment, and then wait, another few days and everything, go back, and, go through all that process and have to pay taxes on it again,
Okay.
Why take the
How
hassle?
long have you owned it?
Shit. Sometimes that's June, late June, I guess.
Okay. And you had to pay your dad for it, or you bought it directly?
Paid half for it.
And you remember how much you paid for it?
500.
Okay.
He only did that. He only sold it for that much because he was selling it to me, and he didn't really need it anymore. He didn't really want it because it was kind of small for him.
Sure.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, got a million questions in my head, but you've answered most of them. I'm just gonna play it through. But in any case, I really appreciate it again, like you asked, and actually coming down here and talking to us. Like most people, they don't want to talk about it, and then they just go through it. But then at the same time, I don't know anything, and I just have to fill out my report based on that. But it's nice to have those questions that I had filled in. So I appreciate you coming down.
Yeah.
Were you wearing that mask when you were in the house?
Yeah.
You never tried taking it off, or?
Never really bothered too much.
Okay. That's another thing. I don't know with the COVID thing. Everybody's got masks on, but.
I just wore it just in case. You never know.
And can you just take your mask off for a second?
Obviously, can't do myself.
Yeah. I've been thinking about that. You have any injuries or anything on you?
No. Okay. Sorry. Did we actually just take this, toss it in the trash? It'll be fine.
No. I mean, they're gonna make you. Sorry. Sorry, we'll pull back out. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Philip Thomas was sentenced to 15 years in prison and 15 years probation for his kidnapping attempt.